can I just say one thing firstly? I love the name Eat, Sleep, Boxing, Repeat.
Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted as always to be joined by Kevin the Kingdom Warrior Cronin. Kevin, good to be joined by you as always. I think we were just speaking off camera then. I think we first spoke about 6 years ago after your second pro fight at York Hall. So you've come a long way since then, but appreciate you still making time for ESBR as always. How are things? It's been a little while since we've spoken. How have things been with you?
Good, good. Nice to be on with you as well, Elliot. Yeah, it's been a long time. Trying to think of the date. I think it was 2019 or 2020, just before lockdown. Anyway, last time we chatted. But yeah, things have been going good, very good. Obviously, had had a lot of big fights. Made a bit of a name for myself. Um, had a fortunate loss recently, but yeah, on the build again and back on out in a big fight card again. So ready to build and get back on that road to the top.
Yeah, fantastic. I think you're a typical example of someone who shouldn't be judged by their records. I think everyone knows you've been on the dodge. I don't want to say dodgy, but bad end of some scorecards, and I'm sure you've still got a lot to give in this sport. So looking forward to seeing you back out in action, 5th of September. We'll touch on that first. What's big cards? Michael Conlan fighting in Dublin. It's nice to have you kind of announced as being on the card so far ahead of the event as well. But it's just thoughts on being on that card in Dublin, what it's going to be like on the night, Kevin, and of course your fight itself against Grant Dennis.
Yeah, look, it's obviously I've always been a huge fan of Mick Conlan. His fight nights, they're unbelievable. Like the atmosphere is just it's nothing like any other fight out there, the Mick Conlan atmospheres. But like even then, was it last year, the year before last, when I got signed by Mick Conlan, was even bigger for me, because it was nuts because I grew up being such a big fan of his. Yeah, look, delighted now. I'm very close with Mick and delighted to finally get out one of his cards. It's taken a while just with my fights. My fights have been accepting fights, big fights and stuff. So the timeline's never suited to fight in any Mick Conlan undercards. But yeah, they do this time. So it's buzzing for look, my second time out in the Tree Arena. First time caused a lot of noise and had a lot of big names talking and. This time I'm going to have them talking for the right reasons. People know I bring excitement. Like you said, records are for DJs, and if anyone looks at my losses and think I'm going to be easy night's work, then they need to think again and actually watch back them fights because there's been a big argument with nearly every one of my losses, not by me, but by the outside people. So but yeah, look, I'm buzzing for September 5th, and yeah, good little test. And Grant Dennis too. Grant, experienced fighter. Fighter actually I have a lot of respect for because I've, I known of Grant Dennis before even before the last year or two. And Grant's Johnny's a good fighter. So no, we aren't taking Grant with a pinch of salt. We're not looking past him. He's going to come and he's going to give it a good go as well. So looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. It's no, we'll look forward to watching you on the night. But yeah, obviously fantastic exposure for you. I did want to touch on one thing with you, Kevin, in terms of in terms of those losses, and it's really about judges' scorecards. If it was like
Yeah.
every week in boxing, there's not every week, but a lot of weeks, it's controversy about a bad scorecard, bad scorecards. And obviously it's frustrating for boxers, for fans, for people, because it gets a bit boring because it's the same sort of conversation about bad scorecards. But what I want to ask with you is because this has happened to you on more than one occasion, where there's been scorecards that a lot, as you say, not necessarily yourself, but a lot of people outside the ring have had a problem with. Do you struggle to trust judges is the question. Quite a long-winded question, but is that the
Yeah.
situation with you at the moment? Do you struggle to kind of trust judges are going to score rounds fairly and kind of give you a fair shake?
Yeah, yeah. I trust no one in the sport, outside of my team, really, to be honest with you, outside my team, my manager, and those close to me in the sport. You can't trust anyone, judges, any officials. So yeah, like that. I haven't fought since March, but I've been in the gym. We've been working for a reason. I took a break from, let's say, sparring and bits for about 2 months, and it's been conditioning, 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 and now we're back conditioning in the ring as well. And yeah, the only way you're guaranteed to win is a knockout. And
Mm.
look, I'm a big dude at super middleweight, so like it's time to start using my size, I guess. I can bang, I can hurt people, I can put people out cold if I wanted to, so I need to start doing that, and I need to stop fighting for I'll always fight for the fans, but fighting to excite the fans, if you get me.
Mm.
I think I get drawn into fights for the fans, and don't know it's time to start giving the fans some knockouts. But look, they'll people have to come in September to see if I'm all talk or not. I don't think I have to hype myself up anymore. People know what to expect from me. People know it's constant excitement, and I always back up with what I say, and I take fights. I don't turn down fights, and that's another big thing. People can't say that I don't take fights. I've taken these tough fights. I took the Jamie Morrissey fights and the rematches. I took the Emmett Brennan fights where people didn't give me an absolute chance. The bookies, and I still go in, rip up the script. I don't. I'm not here to just fight journeymen, and that's as simple as that. I'm here for them big fights, and I still know what I can do in there. I still haven't shown a percentage of what I can do in the ring. And that's what keeps me going, John. That's what keeps getting me back into the gym. It's just the discipline, knowing, we just get that right fight, we'll get that right win, and we're back. We're back in the wagon, we're back on the road to the top. And at least this time, there's a lot of big names in the sport know my name. They know who I am now. And when they hear, let's say, Kevin won this fight, Kevin beat this fella, he's now in this position. That's going to give me, a bit of an upper hand into to get fights and then big cards again. So yeah, look, I'm even though I'm coming off a loss, I'm in a good place. If you get what I'm saying. And I'm probably one of the most experienced fighters now at the weight in the position I'm in. I've fought in big cards, I've fought in big arenas, I've fought in big television channels, and now I'm going back in the title run to get what belts I can, and try get them big belts as well with that experience. So, you know, I wouldn't like to be any of the ones that are going to face me in the future, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. I can see that you're in a good place. Looking forward to September, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you back in action. What's the plan for the next 12 months, Kevin? Because you fought for titles in the past, you fought good fighters, and you've been pro for a little while now. So what do you want the next 12 months to look like? Is it about titles? Is it about the biggest fight possible? Is it about staying active? What are kind of what's the key priority for the next 12 months?
Yes, around that waist. That's what I want. I just got to put the belts around that waist.
Mm.
I should have three or four around my waist already, and it's time to start putting them around the waist. It's. I think it's a shame that I don't have a belt around my waist. Is it four belts I fought for or three belts? I can't even think. And everyone, the people outside the ring thought the belt should have been on my waist at the finish, and I'm still sitting here with no belt. So that's it. I got to get belts around the waist, but it all starts with beating. I have to beat Grant Dennis first.
Yeah.
If I don't beat Grant Dennis, then there's nothing for me. There's nothing there for me. It's as simple as that. I'm going to put that pressure on me, and and get the win against Grant Dennis. And there's already a big fight lingering there, but I can't look at it yet. I've been asked about it. I've accepted it, but it's not even. I'm not even blinking an eyelid at it yet
Yeah.
because I can't overlook Grant Dennis because he's a very experienced fighter, and as I said, a fighter I have respect for too. So look, he's coming, and he's the next danger man in my way.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I don't want to kind of push it because I know that you've
Yeah.
got a fight coming up, so I don't want to kind of take things over too much and say, what about this fight? What about that fight? So I know you want to concentrate on September against Grant Dennis.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
he's another guy that takes fights left, for instance. He's fighting Nathan Haney this weekend,
yeah.
so I know how people can respect a guy like that. So love to see him causing the upset, and that'd be unreal. But yeah, yeah, it's all eyes on Grant.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I've seen Grant fight a couple of times in the last year or so. He's still, despite his records and kind of his age, and he still comes to win. He doesn't come just to kind of, he doesn't necessarily kind of have a journeyman's attitude when he's just kind of there to lose. So he comes to give it a go. I know
Yeah,
you mentioned this weekend, look, he's out against Nathan Heaney. See how he gets on there, and then obviously, yeah, look forward to his fight against yourself. Um,
yeah,
just final thing from me, Kevin. I think when when I was doing, yeah, it's obviously kind of a little bit of research into ahead of speaking to you. I saw you spent some time sparring with Hamza Shiraz last month. Just obviously he had a very impressive performance a few days ago against Edgar Berlanga. Just can you share anything with us? What was it like sparring him?
look, it was an unbelievable experience. Obviously, I don't get it. To be honest, I'm not the guy that gets into spars and talks about spars. I don't. I think it's disrespectful to talk about a
Mm,
spar, but like that, there's nothing that I can disrespect. The guy's an animal. I went into the ring with him, and I'd probably, yeah, I'd go as far as saying if the hardest puncher I've ever got hit by, to be honest with you.
mm,
And I said it after the spar. I was very happy with how we got on and how the rounds went, and we've dealt with Andy Lee before as well. Like Andy's a very good guy, and the gym where they train is only literally 2 minutes up the road from where we train. And yeah, it was my first time meeting Hamza. Just a gentleman, a very, very nice guy. And he's another type of guy that I think people should have their children looking up to. He's
mm,
um he's very friendly, very polite. There's no shit attached to him. He's a good guy, and he goes in there and he does the business. And they're the types of people you need the future stars looking up to, not these guys like Edgar Berlanga, spitting out this and that and just throwing absolute nonsense out there. They're not the types of guys you want. You want the younger generation looking up to. It's the likes of Hamza Shearer. Just an absolute gentleman. And yeah, in the ring, look, he's a phenomenal fighter. And you could see the way he was trying to set traps, even in sparring with him. And you don't want to fall for his traps, or he will hurt you. It's as simple as that. But yeah, look, I was happy with how we got on the spar. It was a good spar, very good learning spar as well for me, and had a few spars since, and obviously I took bits from that spar into them spars, and things are going good.
mm.
Hopefully get up when he's back in camping in, John, get up for more rounds, and
Yeah.
maybe even hit up Andy and see can we get some rounds up in with or something. I think he'll be over soon, so yeah, look, there's loads of good rounds there to be getting in for the next few fights. And yeah, yeah, look, as I said, I'm in a good place. I'm very good as well. But on your Hamza question, he's a phenomenal athlete and Sean, even better person. Yeah.
No, fantastic. I'm not going to kind of clickbait you with this question I'm asking because I genuinely want your opinion, having been in with him. But this interview won't be titled around what you're about to say, so don't worry. But Hamza Shiraz has been linked with a potential fight against Canelo in 2026. A lot of people think Hamza Shiraz would beat Canelo, would possibly knock this version of Canelo out. Do you agree with that, having been in with Hamza?
Yeah, definitely good. Yeah, 100%. Um, because obviously the right timing, the right everything. I think everything will be going in Hamza's favor. He's young. He's up and coming. He's hungry. He's coming off of the biggest win of his career. I suppose yeah, Gerbalanga probably the biggest win of his career, especially stepping up with a lot of people that didn't give him a chance. So yeah, I definitely think he could, definitely could, and definitely has the power to knock him out. Like I think big thing with me is in my chin. I've a phenomenal chin, and I don't get rocked. And I'm not saying I definitely, I wasn't rocked or anything in the spar, but still, I've never felt that power from anyone. And I've sparred a couple of big punchers. That guy can whack. And yeah, like that. I said to my coach afterwards, I said, Berlanga has come forward and kind of delusional. You know, he's going to come forward at some stage. And I said he's going to walk onto one from Hamza, and finally he did. And then Hamza went hunting him down. You know, so I, I think I think he could knock Canelo out. Definitely could, yeah.
Yeah. All right, fantastic. Well, on yourself, Kevin. We wish you all the best for September, and we hope to catch up with you in Dublin. Kevin Cronin, thank you very much for your time. Speak to you again soon.
Brilliant. Thanks for having me, Elliot. Cheers.